everybody, how's it going? Let's talk about your own recording studio. Today, I am gonna try my hand again at another pedal build. This is another Retrotone pedal build, and this is a clone of the Ampeg Scrambler. They just call it the Scrambler. Yeah, it makes sense. So this pedal was kind of designed or introduced as more of a bass fuzz pedal, but I'm kind of curious about its applications for guitar. It's kind of a, fuzz, overdrive kind of thing. I've never even really played one. I've never heard one, I don't think, at least not knowing what I was listening to. So I'm really curious how this one is going to turn out. This one, Jim from Retrotone sent me quite a while back, and it's just been sitting around for months now, and I just haven't had much of an opportunity to do anything with it. So today is the day. I'm gonna, let's see, I got my soldering iron out over here. I found my solder, I found all the stuff I'm gonna need, so I'm gonna try to do it in this room here and see how it goes. It may or may not work out, so I may have to move this downstairs to the dining room table where I have a little bit more room to spread out. But not a super complicated kit, it doesn't look like, so I have a feeling I might be able to get this done in a couple of hours, so I'll set up the camera, try a little bit of a time lapse, and record a little bit of something through it and use that as a bit of background music for the time lapse, I guess. All right, well, I guess let's get started. I gotta get my stuff set up here. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I think I'm kind of set up here. I'll see how this works. First, let's take a quick look at the website and see what all they have to say about this pedal. So on the Retrotone website, which is retrotone.com, you can take a look, and the one that I'm looking at here is the Scrambler. So they have their kind of spiel about it here. You can head out there and read about it, kind of the origins and everything. But one really cool feature that they do for every pedal is they have a PDF of the assembly instructions. So I'm just going to switch over to my other tab here where I have it open. And just we can take a quick look at what the original looked like, what the guts of the original looked like, what an actual powder-coated finished product might look like, stuff in the bag, and then some intro materials, some just background and history about the Scrambler itself, a quick shot of what the assembled PCB is going to look like, and one of the more interesting things is they have a lot of just tips and everything for if this is your first time doing a project like this. So my last pedal, that was my first time, and so this stuff really came in handy. That's been a few months ago, and so that these materials are going to come in handy again because I'm just a little rusty, a little out of practice. So it'll be good to have a bit of a refresher. I like that all of the pedals have just kind of some basic info, so no matter which one you pick, no matter which one you start with, it'll at least help you get up off the ground, give you a little bit of confidence going into your first pedal build. So a little bit of stuff about how to solder and what the different components are and the different values and what the markings on the components mean. So this is all really handy stuff. But as we scroll down a little bit, we'll give you actually step-by-step, section-by-section instructions on how to assemble everything, some nice pictures, big full color pictures, close-ups, I like that. And I like how he kind of takes you through section by section in the instructions. So as we can see here, let me zoom out just a little bit. And you can see, here's a picture of the PC board, and then highlighted in red is the area that we're gonna start with. So I think that's pretty cool. Helps you kind of break it down into manageable pieces to work on. And once you get past the introductory stuff and the tutorial kind of stuff into more of the bulk of the instructions themselves, there are all sorts of nice close-up pictures here of the exact component and a highlight of where on the board that component goes. And then you can look on the board to make sure the markings match what you're installing. Yeah, this is good. I think this is as paint by numbers as it can get. And even for a novice like myself, I have a lot of confidence having already put one of these kits together from Retrotone. I've got a lot of confidence that I think this will go pretty well the first time. All right, well, let's get started and see what happens. right, it's the next day here. I completed the build, as you can see. I went to go test it and it didn't work at the time. So I troubleshot around a little bit and I think I found the issue, repaired it, just tested it to make sure that it worked. All right, let's grab a guitar, plug it in, let's see how it sounds. All right, so the signal here is gonna be my Les Paul straight into the Scrambler. And the Scrambler is gonna be plugged into the JCM 800, then into a 2 notes torpedo reload, then into an input on my interface, into an instance of Wall of Sound 3, and then finally into the recorder. So yeah, I know, this gets complicated, but hey, I can record silently in an open room, so trade-offs. All right, I'm gonna power this through a Pedal Power 2 Plus. And so we're just going to give it a standard 9 volts off of here. Let's go ahead and give them his 9 volts. Got the input on the side there, which I'm not crazy about that placement. The power input tends to kind of get a little janky with the instrument input. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not too crazy. I kind of like it better when they're on the top here. That's kind of my thing. But all right, let's give it. And of course, just with power, yeah, step on the thing. We won't get anything because there's no input. So let's give it an input. This input jack got really tight. It wasn't that tight before. I think I may have over tightened the nut there or something, but it does fit, does make good contact. And hey, all right, we actually get our LED. Cool. All right, let's give it an output. There we go. All right, same thing. Cool. All right, I'll just turn it on. I'm going into the low sensitivity input of my amp. It's just the most pedal-friendly channel, I think, that I have amongst all my amps, so especially for a fuzz. So let's hear what this thing can do. Okay, I've got everything all the way down on the pedal. Let's just switch it off. Let's hear if I can find my pick. All right, so let's just give it a strum to see how it sounds, just kind of what kind of clean signal I'm dealing with here. So just a little bit of breakup there, just a little tiny bit of breakup. All right, gonna go ahead and I'll get this into frame first. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the button. Okay, so we still get a signal, even though everything's all the way down. And it does just have a little bit more gain than just going straight through on bypass. Okay. All right, so supposedly the two controls are texture and balance. So I think I'm going to start with a balance knob here, and let's see what the balance control does. Oh, my guitar's making noises. All right. Ooh, hey, all right. All right, yeah, so, you know, just right away, get a little bit of fuzz into the tone there. I like it. Cool, all right, let's turn it up about halfway and see what happens. Nice, nice, I like it, I like it. All right, let's crank it up 3/4 of the way. Yeah, just a little hotter. It definitely sounds like a fuzz. All right. Yeah, see, it's just got that texture, a breakup of a fuzz. So I like it. I like it a lot. Let's crank this all the way up and see what happens. Cool, all right, yeah, that is definitely a dirty, nasty fuzz. All right, let's get it back to about halfway, and then let's take a look at the, what was it called again? Texture, the texture control. All right, so that's all the way down, so what you just heard. So let's get it about, just about 9 o'clock there. Oh yeah, I can hear it thins it out. It adds kind of this high-end kind of sheen over it. Yeah, so it adds just a little bit more texture and interplay between the notes that beat against each other. I like it. Let's get that to about halfway. Seems to be adding a lot more kind of highs, not really high highs, kind of mid highs or something, and then taking away more mids maybe? I'm not exactly sure what's happening there. It definitely sounds thinner. Yeah, so let's get that 3/4 of the way. Yeah, the notes kind of get lost in each other. Let's turn that one all the way up and see what happens. Yeah, so the kind of the harder you hit it, the more of that just kind of, the high end just kind of turns into a wash almost. Yeah, and that's just in the difference in picking and how hard you hit it. Wow. All right, let's see what happens if we turn them both all the way up. Let's see what it can do. Holy moly. Wow, yeah, so that one's not quite so sensitive, it's just balls to the wall. Wow, yeah, it's starting to generate kind of overtones of its own. Let's flip to the neck pickup. Wow, then on the neck pickup, same settings all the way, and it's almost like it turns into an octave fuzz. Wow, I like that. I've never played anything like that. And that's so curious that on the neck pickup, I guess it does a little bit, but on the neck instead of the bridge. Huh, that's surprising that a pedal would react so differently to either of the two pickups. Nice. Well, I have to say, I think this is a really cool little box, but before I hang it up, since this is actually billed as like a bass fuzz, let's plug a bass into it, see what happens. All right, so this is the P-Bass straight into the Scrambler, and Scrambler straight into an instrument input on my interface, and then an instance of Wall of Sound 3. Let's see, I've got a 4x10 cabinet with their emulation of an RE20, I believe, I think. All right, so here's the dry signal. All right, cool, good enough. Yeah, so just everything all the way up there. All right, I'm gonna start these on just midway, and let's turn it on and see what happens. All right, okay, that's cool. I feel like it lost some low end. I don't know, maybe it didn't. I'm not turned up very loud in my headphones here. All right, let's turn the texture all the way down. And let's just experiment with a little bit of balance and see. All right, okay, yeah, so it just adds a little bit of fuzz in there. Let's crank it up halfway, I guess, which we already heard. I do, I just kind of got a little bit of that square wave kind of thing going, all right. Cool. Let's crank her all the way up. Nice. All right, let's work a little bit of the texture into it. Yeah, that does something kind of funky. Let's dial a little bit back. All right. All right, and then back up here. All right, yeah, that's kind of cool. 3/4 of the way. All right, and all the way. Wow, yeah, that does some pretty wicked stuff whenever you get it cranked all the way up. So this has been the Retrotone Scrambler, the DIY clone of an Ampeg scrambler. And I have to say, I like it. This is a really cool tool to have in the arsenal. Just some textures I can't get any other way. Some pretty cool stuff. All right, hey, well, I hope you like this. I had a lot of fun making it, had a lot of fun making this pedal and doing the video here for you guys. So thanks so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys next time.